proper driver's car. It's so balanced, the front end is telepathic. Whichever car gives you, I think it's more fulfilling life. And also, you don't have much more year to live, right? So you want to make the best out of it.
Bastard.
Right, Bikke's getting ready. Right, we're going to go out in the two cars. Bikke, be careful, these are my babies, right? Now, there's something really, really important. Seriously, I've got to mention first, right? Come this way, look, I'll show you, look. In there, right, and in that one, there's a third pedal. It's a manual car. There's an accelerator, a brake, and this thing called a clutch. And when you go to move that stick thing, and you move it, you put the clutch in.
No way.
And then you bring that clutch out slowly and repeat the process to go faster. Hopefully you'll be all right. Don't bugger it up, mate, and look after them.
It's going to be fun, man. It's going to be fun.
All right, let's go, man.
F430. All right. I mean, the clutch is quite okay. I would have expected it to be more harder, but it's not. The visibility is pretty good for a Ferrari. Okay, that's my first drive to a Ferrari F430. Looks good. I am super excited. Okay, let's get this car out of here safely to start with. I think this has a wow. That Lotus looks amazing, I have to say. Whoa, that is the power is there.
Oh, here we go, get ready. Flipping heck, beast. Wow. Off the tight walls in Petworth, this car sounds ridiculous. Yeah, a bit embarrassing. That's I engaged twat mode there. But quite frankly, I love a bit of noise, and that was bloody marvellous. What we need is like a dark red or dark metallic red Aston Martin to join us. So this would be a really good trio, wouldn't it? Bikke needed a piss stop. Having bloody washed his hands, the bastard, about to get in my bloody Emira.
Hey,
Have you...
that is a proper driver's car. It's so balanced, the front end is telepathic. And you know what? And actually, the view from how you drive is quite good as well, right? You can see pretty much everything.
Yeah, because these front front wings are pronounced. They condition the car really well. So you've got a lot of confidence going around a bend, and obviously it's got great traction.
Yeah, it is.
I think I left it in race for you, so you got the full beans. You know,
yeah, I did.
Even though you're a bit of a woman.
Once you take the roof out, it's
yeah, it's a different experience. And then even if you're going like 10, 20 mile an hour, it's an amazing experience still.
And it's one of the thing is it's so easy to drive. And the gear change, every time you want to change gear, that noise of
it's just
metal,
amazing. This whole car is about experience.
Yeah.
It's what I've been talking about the Emira is that at these sort of road speeds, you might as well be in a Fiesta. But you haven't been. Unfortunately, also got a 4,000 rev limit, so you've got to adhere to that. Unfortunately.
Lotus is all about driving experience, and I'm not gonna lie, but driving its Ferrari F430 and jumping straight to Lotus Emira, I have to say this Lotus feels very behaved. But now I've been driving for some time and it's starting to show some personality. The handling feels pretty good, it's very live, it's gonna be really good fun on a track. I can feel the backhand, and I love this gear change. When I was a kid in Nepal, I used to shoot a rifle called 3-0 rifle, which is called the Lee Enfield rifle in this country, and this gear feels like that. It is very short, precise, and meaningful. And this car is quite nippy, it's fast, it's nippy, and Ada has told me not to rev about 4,000 RPM because this car needs to run in. I mean, this is stupid. I don't know why all car manufacturers, they don't give their customer a car that's already run in. Imagine getting a brand new car and you got to drive under 4,000 RPM in a limp mode. The Lotus has built a complete, fast, and a fantastic car. Oh wait, did I say complete? Well, quite not complete, because this steering wheel is pretty shit. As you start turning this wheel, whilst driving, some part of the steering wheel feels like it's a steering wheel, which is how it's supposed to be, and some part it feels like you are holding a giant penis. I mean, what the hell? How did Lotus get this so wrong? Other than that, this is a really, really fun and beautiful car, and I can't wait for Ed to invite me to a track and drive this thing properly.
Oh, Bikke, that was a joy, wasn't it? Glad you came down, mate. Haven't seen you for a while.
Yeah, it was good fun.
But funny enough, when I invited Bikke to come down to drive the Ferrari and the Lotus, he didn't say no. That's an invitation.
When you post the picture on Instagram, that Lotus looks so good. I got more excited than when you got the Ferrari. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to go there.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah, isn't that funny?
It looked incredible. The Lotus.
Yeah, I can't get over it. I think I'll never get over how good that looks. It'll always be an incredibly pretty car.
It is.
And I don't think that will change, even when more come on the road. It'll always be a head turner, people asking about it. I think it's basically an instant classic. Because what we do know, it's the last of an era. It's the last ever engined Lotus. Add that together with almost naturally aspirated, hasn't got a turbo,
V6
supercharger, and it's a V6, and it's a manual gearbox. Now that's a recipe for longevity supremeness.
Yeah, I agree with it as well. And also the obviously the Lotus. One of the things that I found about a Lotus was obviously it's a very different experience when you come from Ferrari, driving a Ferrari for 45 minutes, and then you jump on a Lotus. It's like God sent you from one place to another place. It's just a whole different experience. However, I think both the car, they had a lot of similarities in the sense of it was a very balanced cars, because it didn't have too much of horsepower overwhelming.
Yeah.
Because what happens is, if you if a car has, like, let's say 600 horsepower or 550 horsepower, and you have a manual gearbox, it's very difficult to drive.
That's right. It's so difficult to drive smoothly.
Yeah.
You're not in the middle of a bend, you might come unstuck. It
Precisely.
wobbles a bit. You never really get all the power down the right way, so it ends up being slower.
Ends up being slower, very twitchy, not much fun, because you need to be a very competent driver to drive that many horsepower and with a manual gearbox, because you got to do heel and toe, you got to rev match, you know.
Yeah.
And also, with if you're driving a car that's jillion horsepower, every time you change the gear, there's this little, you know, on set.
I do like that, but
But the
I
Ferrari,
wouldn't say no to a 1500 horsepower like
but it becomes undrivable.
Koenigsegg
Right?
or something.
Well, it becomes undrivable. That's why we need a DCT
Yeah.
gearbox
No,
or the
yeah.
a PDK gearbox, because that takes all that, you know.
Yeah, it can take the power and the transmission can take it. And so it becomes, and I do like the fun of pedals, but I love the engagement of manual. I like them both. I've got no massive preference, except with a car like the Lotus and an older Ferrari like the F430, manual comes into its own. If you want to get a DCT, then get the 458, 4A or F8.
Yeah.
But I think together the package suits that era.
Perfect.
It works really, really well.
Perfect. The sound, you know, and that's where it becomes much enjoyable, right? Because the sound, the driving comfort, the gear change, the power, the steering, everything is just balanced.
Yeah,
Right?
I think in both cases you're right. They've almost got that perfect. You know, no one's ever got it perfect, but it's
can
so close to being out the box, good at everything.
Exactly.
It doesn't have
And
to
that's-
excel at everything. When it's so good at everything,
Yeah.
it doesn't have to excel in one particular area.
Precisely, right? And that's the beauty about driving or enjoying and driving a car. And today, certainly,
Yeah.
that was a part of Ferrari. And you can see the generation of change on the
Oh, for
Lotus
sure.
Emira.
Yeah,
Right?
it's amazing, isn't it? So everything's just been
Completely.
tightened.
Yeah, everything
starters.
feels everything feels
yeah,
very
and
stiff.
obviously-
Everything feels put together.
That Ferrari's so loud that it kind of almost dominates the experience.
It is.
But
It
it's
is.
as a package, it's an amazing experience, and that's what I'm never going to get in the Emira, which makes it such a difficult decision if I was going to buy or sell one of them. You know, it's very difficult. And when I started driving the Emira, I was convinced, oh yeah, I'm keeping this. And as soon as you get in the Ferrari, you think, oh flipping hell, how can I sell this? It's mad. That noise going through that Petworth High Street.
Oh man, look, everyone was looking at you. They were pissed off.
Yeah, they were pissed,
off.
yeah. Mostly it wasn't glances of admiration. Wow, Ferrari, it was like, fucking how dare you do that in our village, you know,
Yeah, exactly.
disturbing the peace. I could have been arrested. I mean, you went out first in the Ferrari, which puts a very difficult task on the Emira to live with that.
And it's not fair.
No, it's not really.
It's not
Because
fair
that Ferrari's a 3 times value car in a way. Certainly double.
A different double. So one of the things that I found a huge difference in the Emira was the lack of feel of the steering.
Well, compared to the Ferrari.
Compared to the
Yeah, so I
Ferrari.
think it's very
It
good
was-
steering, but the Ferrari's is telepathic.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what
so
I
that's
mean, right?
very difficult to live with.
Yeah, with the Ferrari, you look at it and the car just stays there. With the Emira, there's a dead steering center zone.
Yeah. It's
Have you
only-
felt that? Have you
Yeah,
felt that?
that's good for driving along, but when you get into a bend at speed,
Yeah.
of course, it wakes up beautifully. Now, unfortunately,
As
because of
you-
the
as you
4,000
turn-
revs, you haven't
as
had the
you
chance to
turn-
fully get it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But you notice that the steering is obviously exceptional, but when I've done the 1,000 miles, when you go back in it, you can start ragging it up to the red line and taking bends at full force.
And then
that
it
car will
probably-
come alive.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it's a very difficult task for it, but it still carries huge amount of plumb and still a stunning car.
the speed, even in the 4,000 RPM, it's
It's still not bad, is it?
it's not bad at all. And then I mean, like I can only imagine what it would be. 7,500 RPM.
No, 6,800.
No,
People
no,
say it's very
7,000.
low. No, it's 6,800.
Oh, really?
I mean, they call it 7,000. It's 6.8, and there might be a little bit of leg room, but the speed will go up to the top. Like the Ferrari, that carries its power all the way up. It seems to the 8,000 odd mark.
Yeah.
With the Emira, you've got to kind of really be ragging it to get the thrill. But with the Ferrari, it doesn't matter what speed it is. From sitting still with the engine on to any speed you want, it's just an incredible experience. You just feel like this is surely what life is about. You know.
It is. I did feel really special when I was driving the car, and also that car dominates Emira when it was in the front, I can't hear the Lotus. I can't
That's
hear
funny.
it.
Ferrari's going to cost 5 to 10 times as much to run. 5 to 10 times as much to run on an annual basis. Whereas, and you can't really rag it, you've always been worried about it, and it crashes over holes, you winch, don't you? And the Lotus, you can take it to a track, you can have a really good fun with it, you've got a 3-year warranty, costs bugger all.
3 years?
Yeah. So, on that basis, it's a tough decision. You know, if you can't have both, and you had to just have the one, what would you choose? Which one would you sell? And I'm interested in your opinion, because I'm still not making my mind up. I desperately want to keep both. Sell the Mercedes, sell the bike, but I really could use the cash, as you know, for other investment opportunities.
Also the
Or
Ferrari.
Lamborghini. Oh, interesting. That's what everybody is saying. Everyone on YouTube so far is saying sell the Ferrari.
The reason is because it is quite a collector's car. You can't use it as a daily driver car, right? Mm-hmm. And obviously you have limited funds.
Yeah, I'm not rich.
Exactly. Something to go wrong, then you're looking at huge cost to repair.
Yeah.
If it was a modern day Ferrari, like 488 or something, Vista or something, then yeah, keep it because.
Yes, right. And also you've got probably a balance of the service pack and the 7-year thing. So
you had it fun. It's great, lovely, and to be honest, for example, you will not regret setting a Ferrari and keeping Lotus. So the point is, I think the driving experience is about get to enjoy the car to the fullest. You can take it to a track on sunny days. You can go for a long drive, touring, and if you look at all this experience of driving, whichever car gives you, I think it's more fulfilling life. And also, you don't have much more year to live, right? So you want to make the best out of it.
You bastard. I'm selling them that. I've sold one motorbike, got one more to sell. That was the reason why I was going to die early. I should be dead already. Of course.
So, given the fact that you don't have much time to live, you want to get the best out of your motoring experience. So, you had a Ferrari, it's great.
Yeah, that is the Ferrari, that's the experience.
Yeah, but you can't really take it to Scotland on a road trip, can you?
And I can't jump down the shops in it.
Yeah.
It's just more usable, which is the whole brief for Lotus to build that car. It was to make a Lotus for the masses. Want a bit more comfort, a bit more usability, but still retain some of the DNA, which makes it thrilling to drive. And I think they've smashed that remit. I think Lotus done a fantastic job. There's been quite a lot of people saying it's underpowered, should be faster, but there's enough power there for the road, and that's up to 4,000. When it goes to 6.8, that's another 60 or 50% increase.
You can feel there's a little bit of lack of power, and you will feel the lack of power as well because you ride super bikes, right? Even the Ferrari, for me, feels lack of power coming back from because we are.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we are calibrated to a different kind of acceleration.
Yeah, 'cause when I accelerate on 4 on a motorbike, you literally think you're going to die.
Yeah, exactly.
And that feeling is hard to have in any other form of life. You'd have to do rock climbing, a base jump,
or a GT3,
or that sort of thing. Because you feel like you're going to stuff it.
Hyper cars, right?
Well, maybe.
Yeah.
Because it's so fast, and you're worried about your life. When you're worried about your life, you're living life on the edge. And when you're living life on the edge, life is the sweetest it can be. And when you come off that bike and you've made it and you're alive, it's amazing.
Philosophical. How did that happen?
That's been my age.
Is that a chat GBT?
In every possible way, the Lotus Emira, keeping that makes more sense. It's not even close how much more sense it makes to keep that and use it.
100%.
However, you've been that Ferrari, that's very difficult to get rid of that experience out of your life.
True.
But there's nothing to say I can invest a bit of money, make more money, and get another Ferrari anyway. I could get another one in a year or two, or a top Lamborghini.
And we got the business plan, so
yeah,
it's coming, right?
I can't lose. That's the mentality I've got to have. I can't lose. It's a matter of different types of winning.
If I was you, I would sell the Ferrari And
Yeah, so maybe I'll put it up for sale at the beginning of the summer when it's at its peak in terms of design, and let's see how it goes. With a bit of luck, it won't sell. like my other motorbike and my Mercedes. I think I pitched them too high because I don't want to get rid of them. But the missus sees that I've got it up for sale, so I've dodged that bullet. Let's put it out.
Keep the Lotus, and now I'll teach you how to drive on a track.
I'm a laugh. You couldn't keep up with me when we were in the cars.
Yeah, but on the road, I turn like you are a dangerous driver.
I'm too fast to the road, yeah.
Too fast.
Yeah, I mean, dangerous is one thing.
Trust me, I know you are a dangerous driver. Because the problem with you is you take the turn, right, a blind turn, a blind corner, and you don't know if something is coming over there, but you will just take it.
I rely on my reflexes.
Shut up, man. No. I think you need to learn, and I think this Emira will teach you how to drive.
That'd be good.
And it's very lively. Have you noticed it?
Yeah, you can turn the track control off, but in the track mode,
Yeah, I saw that. The settings.
it goes louder, and the traction control's on its lower setting.
Yeah.
Which is good. I did manage to get it back out a little bit on a wet roundabout yesterday because it was a bit damp. It's not like the Mercedes, flipping hell. Then you have to turn that in a dry and it goes. That's a torque monster. It's a brutal car. Right, here we are. Here they are, the two beauties. With a nice meal, me and the Bikke.
Oi! Hey,
which car
did you see that? Did you see that?
It's not the same colour at all, you knob. It's nothing like the bloody colour.
This is a Ferrari.
It's somewhere
colour.
between the two.
I think this is more closer to this.
In fact, you're like the penis between two balls right now. You've always been a dick. Well, which one did you want to drive back for the first half? On that good road. All right, go for the Ferrari, yeah. All right, mate, look after her. I mean, you're used to it now. I didn't hear any crashed gears, but...
The way you drive is stupid, man. Like, honestly.
What are you talking about? It's nice, isn't it?
The way you drive, man.
Oh yeah, I like going full revs. I don't like changing up. I think the best thing to do is get all the revs out of it, like a motorbike. You don't. It's no point in being in a higher gear, is there? You want to be in a lower gear and get that feeling of instant acceleration, and the noise when you come off the throttle or accelerator makes lovely noises.
It does.
So all in all, yeah. I can't believe you're having a go at me for driving like that when that's how you're supposed to drive it.
The way you overtake the other cars.
Oh yeah, the way I overtook you. Did you see? You knew I was coming over. What a noise it makes when it overtakes, isn't it?
It does.
It's like a jumbo jet going past you. You're like, what the hell?
It's quite incredible, I have to say. It's a great experience.
Oh dear. All right, mate. Superb. I'll see you in a minute.
All right.
Again, as I said before today, I've never seen my own Ferrari, of course. As I mentioned in the Emira pickup video, it's all very well being in these beautiful cars, but you don't see them. So as I said, you need a kind of a camera, 360 camera over the top of the car somehow. I don't know how it would work, and so you can see yourself driving. That'd be awesome. I mean, I don't know, is it technically possible? I'll just on a postcard. So what you've seen so far, what's your thoughts of the Emira and the Ferrari, and which one would you sell? Well, I've been trying to think of a meaningful system to help me decide. Now, this is obviously very personal, but I think I've got it in the right kind of ballpark. Let me know your thoughts below. because some of them are very subjective, of course. But I'm going to look at dailability, practicality, how it handles, speed, brakes, purchase cost, and I'll put them up on the screen. I'm expecting Lotus Emira to beat, because the Ferrari will fail quite badly on like tech, daily ability. The brakes aren't particularly good, and running costs are horrendous. Whereas the purchase cost in the Ferrari is probably amazing, because it's such good value. It's the last of an era V8 engine, mid-engine Ferraris, and I suspect they will go up and up, and it won't be massively long before they reach kind of a 200 grand mark. I suspect they'll overtake 488s and keep pretty much in check with 458s, and obviously the manual Spyder version of a 430 is going to be ultra desirable, get even rarer, and it should be a little bit exponential. And then you've got the Lotus, of course. I think it's fantastic value for how it looks and what the package represents. I think Lotus have absolutely smashed it, as I've mentioned before, so I expect that purchase cost to be a high figure. Obviously it's got a lot lower running costs than the Emira. I think what I put in there, things about excitement, how it makes you feel. Excitement, obviously the Ferrari is just going to have that in absolute spades, but the Emira does very well. Then how it makes you feel, I don't think anything can make you feel better than when you're driving a Ferrari, open top Ferrari with manual gears. That sounds ridiculous. It is a car from another planet. Again, the Lotus isn't too far behind. A fantastic package, and it does well at everything and excels in a couple of areas. So I imagine there'll be a few 10s lying about on both cars, a couple of 9s and 8s. Where the Emira might fail down in is probably on overall speed and power, which is more than enough for the roads. And when you consider the speed that you go round a bend, the score should probably be a lot higher. Practicality isn't great. There's non-opening front, so it's not got a frunk, whereas the Ferrari one is actually quite cavernous. Anybody who sees it can't believe it. It's like a TARDIS. Obviously the Ferrari has a bit of space behind the seats like the Emira, but not as big. Ferrari hasn't got a rear boot, but the Emira has. It's not too bad. You can get a golf bag in, stick your golf clubs in the front seat. So all in all, hopefully it'll make my decision. Let me know what you think. Well, putting some petrol in the Red Beauties. Two fantastic cars. No nearer deciding which one I would sell if I had to. Desperately want to keep both, but it doesn't seem any point, because if it's sunny you want to take the Ferrari, if it's wet you want to take the Emira, but anything other than that you still want to take the Ferrari. So I don't know, it's winter wet weather car Lotus, and all other conditions take the Ferrari. Look at that, beautiful. Pretty expensive on petrol. The Lotus would be the best performing economical car that I own, because the Bentley and the C63 and the Ferrari, all over 500 horsepower, are very, very severe and expensive to run. So never mind, all part of the beastage. Bikke got out of the Ferrari, goes, "No, that's it, this is the best car." And of course he's right, the Ferrari is the best car. I mean, this is a better car in quotation marks, and it does a lot more, and it makes a lot more sense. But that manual F430 is an absolute wonderful, wonderful motor. So I mean, you don't have to look at it now. It's just another level, isn't it? But brand new, 16 years newer, and this is actually prettier. But can you imagine having a modern Ferrari engine in this pretty shape? And this should have been a Ferrari. This should have been the 296, for example. Looking this pretty with a V6 engine. And that was the way forward. And it should have been called the Dino. That would have been amazing. And a real homage to Enzo's son. On that note, I'll leave you to it.